And thank you for coming on the Jimmy Daytona Show. I've got my dear friend Kathryn Kevorkian, who is the owner of
Magical balloons.
yes. She has a lot of really cool hobbies, and
Mhm.
I saw her create some balloons at a really nice bonfire of one of our really dear friends.
Mhm.
And I'd love to hear more about your story.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Kathryn Kevorkian, otherwise known as Katie the Balloon Lady. I make balloon animals and I do magic tricks. And I'm going to tell you a brief story about how that happened. So, 10-year-old Katie goes to a magic camp because I was doing magic in Boston because there was a club that we did magic. And in case anybody here wants to join a magic camp in their local town or their local state, it's very fun. Usually there's mostly guys and only like one or two girls. So that is fun. Going to a camp, I learned how to do basic, what are called twists, how to make balloon animals and swords and snakes. We did that at a summer camp for a week for about an hour a day while we did magic and shows every night. Like, got to watch other really good magicians do shows. That was at Sorcerer's Summer Safari. Then went to New York for Tannen's Magic Camp. Both of those are really great places. I would suggest them to anyone who wants to learn magic and balloon animals.
Wow, really cool.
And yeah, and like you said, you can do them at parties, either for kid parties or for, fun bonfires where people of all ages go. And yeah, it's just a fun thing. Sometimes I have one person who invited me to the party just to do balloon animals. I'm like, sure, I'll go. Uh, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, what are some of your favorite balloon designs? I'm actually holding one on the air from the bonfire.
Slightly deflated, but yes, it's cool. It's yeah, my favorite one to make is I like making a worm and a dog because they're the simplest and I can do the most. When I was doing balloon animals once a week, I could make a dog in under 10 seconds behind my back. That was
Oh,
pretty cool. Yeah, I know,
bad
right?
skills. How'd you do that? Behind your back? How the hell did that
Very
happen?
simple. Yeah, once you do it every single week, it gets really good to make dogs. Now I usually prepare at least 50 balloons before a party because I only do like 1 gig a month now. So I try to make a lot of them beforehand. So when I get there, like 25 kids already have balloons. What I find though that I like doing at parties when I do balloon animals is I have a pump that is about 3 feet tall. And I've had as young as 3 years old be able to use the pump and make themselves their own balloon animals. And they learn how to tie the balloon, they learn how to put air in the balloon, they learn how to twist the balloon in different ways. Like I teach them how to make a simple dog and a simple sword, and then they go and have fun. And the kids really enjoy it because they are doing a lot of stuff. I make some complicated stuff. But here's the thing is that if you make something really, really complicated for one kid who's not the birthday boy or girl, then everyone wants it. Even when you make it for the birthday boy and girl, everyone wants the complicated balloon. So I have learned that at big events, not to make big complicated balloons.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of the tricks of your trade. What is like some of the magic stuff that you learned? What are some of your favorites?
My favorites are things called it's going to sound weird. It's called the paddle trick. It's when you have a stick and what appears to be nothing on it on both sides. I don't have it with me right now. It's in my car. But you use a paddle. It usually would be like a stirrer that they used to have for fancy drinks. You can use one of those when there's a sticker on one side and nothing on the other. And you make it look like I just said the main part of the trick. Okay, cool. So Penn and Teller, there you go. They'll tell you how any trick is done. So I like doing small tricks like that, like having a empty stick have like diamonds on it after doing some magic, and it's pretty cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
You mentioned Penn and Teller. Yeah, how long have you admired them for? Quite some time. Any other people in that realm that be between balloons and magic that you admire?
So what I like about Penn and Teller is that they show you how a trick is done, and then they do the trick in a way that looks like they're showing, like they explain a trick and then they do the trick, but without the other magician's way of doing that trick. And that's what I like. I like explaining things to people and showing them how stuff is done, like I did, and see how they can make it better.
Right, you're kind of like giving the audience some input, and see if they can improve off of your knowledge and expertise.
Yeah, after I show somebody a magic trick, I tend to show them how it's done.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many of your friends are appreciative or like this kind of stuff, and how many people in this line of work have you got? I know you like to do networking and connecting people. How many people in this realm do you like or click with?
I I'm counting in my head as you ask the question. I know about 5 people personally, and when I was doing balloon animals and magic tricks more often, about 7 years ago, decade ago, I was more involved and knew more people. But now there's like basically 5 people that I would refer out to if I wanted someone to get, like, I'm like, how professional, how experienced do you want your balloon artist? Like, what kind of stuff are you looking for? Oh, okay, I can do that. Or, okay, well, this is a great person to go and contact. But once you know a few people in the balloon twisting, clowning, you also get to learn about other people who do things like spray painting, like body spray paint.
Oh, wow.
Like, there's so many, once you get into one part of a field, there are so many other fields that just like they go together like a giant, beautiful spider's web. So yeah, that's really cool about any profession, is like, oh, I'm a balloon artist, but I also know a bunch of clowns, and those clowns know a bunch of face painters, and those face painters know a bunch of tattoo artists, like spray painting tattoo artists. So you get to learn a lot of people in the entertainment industry.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, what was your like favorite time, either doing balloons or doing magic?
My favorite time. I was at an Oktoberfest and I had a 2-hour long wait line to get a balloon. And I'm like, this is an Oktoberfest. You should not be waiting in line. But, you know, I did my best. I went there, I did some balloons for free, and it was good. I did not bring any balloons already made when I went there, that's where one of the places I definitely learned to bring as many balloons already made before,
Oh,
and to not make complicated balloons when you have a 2-hour long wait line.
live and learn.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was one of my favorite ones. Or doing balloon animals at a fair and having other entertainers that I knew go like, hey, I'm here too. I'm like, awesome. We're doing this together.
Yeah, so you connect with some people in that field, and you'll have a great time together at that event.
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of really good people with fun personalities who do entertaining and stuff like that.
Yeah, and what kind of joy does this whole thing give you?
Repeat.
Yeah, what kind of inner joy does this give you?
So, to answer the question, when I was doing magic tricks, Um, the crowd was very quiet, and I like there maybe some clowns and some entertainers can get the forward back, but I didn't like get a lot of communication back and forth. And I'm like, I would like more of that. And that's what balloon animals allowed me to do. It allowed me to interact with the people more on a spontaneous level, because doing magic tricks, usually I would create a show, and maybe I just needed to get better at creating a better, more interactive show. But yeah, I like doing the balloon animals because it's interactive, and we get to interact with each other.
Any final insights on balloons and magic?
Have fun. Do the thing that is fun. And yeah.
Great. How can people get a hold of you for that?
How can they get a hold of me for that? Good question. My website is with Wix, and I don't remember it because I've had it for over 20 years.
Magical balloons.
Yep, magical balloons. I believe there's a dash somewhere there. So another great way to reach me is just my last name. If you can see it down there, Kevorkian.Kathryn@gmail.com.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the Jimmy Daytona Show. Once again, I'm beyond appreciative, and I wish you much success.
It's so fun to talk to you.
And ultimate level of fun with balloons and magic.